Why do you buy coaching programs? Why do you buy marketing programs? Why do you choose to allocate your funds to this person, this program, this solution? Many of us would answer, well, because it made sense. It made sense for me to use this CRM. It made sense for me to join this marketing program. It makes sense. And I'm going to write like, ding. That's my BS bell. That's BS. The majority of our decisions are made not because we have all the information, not because you sat down and you compared this CRM and this CRM and this CRM and this CRM. No, it's because somebody told you this CRM that I'm representing can do all the things that you have just told me that you want, that you need for your business. Plus, it has these added bonuses, these added functions and features. And as they were talking to you, you built a relationship with them. Maybe it was a short-term one, but you built a relationship and you believed what they were saying. Even if you bought off a website, you still believed the things that were said. Now, sometimes our belief gets damaged because you bought that CRM and you found out it's super hard to work with. Or you decided to do this and then found out you needed that for your business. Or you bought that marketing program for $30,000 and you found out, I would never market this way. But oops, too late. Sometimes our belief gets shaken. But do you know what that currency is? That it's trust. You buy based on trust. So do your clients. They buy based on trust. Are you developing a bond of trust? Or where, even more importantly, where are you losing their trust? If you right now are thinking, I would like some more clients, that's what I'm thinking right now. Where am I losing their trust? Now, it may be more than that. It may be that you're not getting yourself in front of enough people. It may be that you're not getting yourself in front of the right people. But if you're talking to enough people and they are the right people, and as you're talking to them, you're like, I could absolutely serve them, but they can't see it and they continue to say no, where did you lose their trust? Whew, big question. Marketing requires that you create trust and that you not lose trust in so many different places. So many different places. That's what branding builds. Your brand is not a kitschy idea. That's what most people think it is, right? Like, and sometimes it's got some kitsch to it, right? I'm the mad scientist of marketing. I was going to go with that for a minute, friends. And I realized I was throwing my brand into a kitsch that wasn't actually representative of who I am and what I do. But it seemed at the time to be really a fun idea and kind of kitschy. No, thank you. Fortunately, I stopped before I released all of that to you guys. So when it comes to branding, if I were to do a very black and white super elegant, super like traditionally professional brand, and you saw that brand, or you listened to this podcast and then you went over to my website, you'd be like, what the heck? This doesn't feel like Laura. Laura does weird voices on her website, like, what the heck? or, or in the previous episode, which is on on trust. So if you haven't listened to that one yet, please go back and listen. I did my Dave Ramsey. I'm not really a black and white, buttoned up, super professional kind of vibe. I'm grounded. I'm authoritative. But I have a punch, but some of my messages, and if you listen to the podcast long enough, you're going to know some of my messages get a little punch in the face. And that's why I use punches of color, specific fonts, specific types of pictures, to be able to give you both that heart-based, nurturing energy that I have, but also the funny, weird, punch you in the face kind of realness that I have. Matching my brand to my personality creates, say it with me, friends, trust. When you get on my website, you're not going to find like, Laura has been certified and she has certified she's built this certification and she's released these 5 books, and you're not going to find all of that on my website. I find it on some of yours as the first thing. Let me ask you this. If a doctor walked into the room and was like, before we get your checkup started, I would like to cover my ability to doctor you today. I would like for you to know I did really good at my class. I graduated from this school, which is rated this many in the United States. I wasn't that great in microbiology, which is why I didn't go into that. But on my other classes, I did this, this, and this, and these were my grades. And you need to trust me. Trust me. I'm an expert. I'm an expert in what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to do some stuff, and I'm going to be the expert. I'm going to do a really good job. The more they justified themselves at the very beginning of the consultation, the less you would trust them. You'd be like, this is super weird. Like, I trust in the fact that you're a doctor. I've come here to your clinic because I believe that you can help me. People, friend, if they are on your website, they're there because they believe you might be able to help them. Please stop trying to build and justify a case for your expertise on the front page of your website. Please instead talk to them about their problem. Otherwise, you lose their, say it with me, trust. How you describe your work in a networking group. I pick on the naturopathic and the homeopathics a lot, so let me pick on something else. I work with women in menopause around their weight because not enough of them eat enough protein. And so I coach them and they have good results. I almost fell asleep saying those words. And I will tell you, my brain does fall asleep in the networking groups while you're saying those words. It sounds like everything else. I mean, how long have we been do you remember Slim Fast? Slim Fast was selling us protein back, I don't know. It existed when I was like 10. That's only 10 years ago. No, I'm lying. I'm not 20 years old. That was like 40 years ago. We know protein. We get it, protein. We get it. But information is not enough. Trying to sell us on information coaching doesn't build a bond of, say it with me now, trust. talking about the problem your client experiences, talking about your own unique personal experience or story that matches with your clients, that's what makes them want to trust you. Why is this so hard for us? Please go back and listen to the previous episode of the podcast, because we haven't learned to trust ourselves. You see, the type of marketing that I do with my clients really gets pretty vulnerable and authentic and reveals a lot of themselves. So, there's people that are throwing around like, oh, I help people become visibility. And what a lot of them are doing is like teaching you how to do lives or teaching you how to be on a stage or whatever it is. Before any of that visibility, friend, you need to be able to be seen for who you really are. Not to be seen as the person who has the most information, not to be seen as the person who has the most motivation. Woohoo, I'm totally going to help you. Not to be seen as the funnest person in the room, not to be seen as the most powerful person. Real visibility comes when you don't care how you're seen. You just want to be seen as you. That's the type of marketing I do because it's based on the Endotype formula. But what it requires is that you start trusting that that's enough. That's part of the process that you and I do together when we're working together. But I'll tell you, it's not going to work until then. You have to build trust with your client. And that trust that you build with your client really comes from your ability to trust yourself. And that doesn't come from your certification. That comes from understanding who you are, being comfortable revealing who you are, and then working with a marketing professional that takes that understanding of who you are, what's important, what your soapbox is, and why, and placing that into your marketing. That's when your clients get who you are, get what you're about, and get into your programs. It is all about, say it with me, friends, trust. I would love to help you. If these last couple of episodes really have stirred and churned some stuff for you, I would love to help you, because this is what I do best. This is what I trust myself to do all day and all night. Well, spectacularly well for individuals, is help mine through them, their endotype, their coaching, and get so clear on what it is you uniquely do, the thing that only you can do in a way that you can stand in it, stand for it, stand about it, and then we explain it to your clients so that we build trust. I hope this helps, my friends. If you would like to reach out and like to connect with me more, we're going to include that link in the show notes. If this just triggered something for you, I love to hear about it online. So drop me a comment either in your podcast, go over and find me on LinkedIn under Raving Coaches, find me on Facebook under Endotype Formula. We're connected, right? That's how you know about that's how you know about the podcast. Connect with me and let me know what triggered for you. Those are some of my favorite comments and favorite moments, is when you let me know that something I said hit you in a specific way. All right. Have a great week.